right, so I want to talk about a woman's body count. That's very subjective. Every person has their own idea of what would be a high body count. For me personally, I generally don't care. I mean, would there be a very high body count where it could affect a girl's mental stability or the ability to actually bond or pair bond with another person? Absolutely, it can. Now, it'll be something more like being desensitized to actually bonding with a guy. So, but I mean, it's very subjective what a high body count is. Would you say 5, 10? Everybody's different. For me, I look at the girl's actions. I look at her and what she's all about, what her personality is, what her character level is at, what she's done with her life. Hey, I want to give you a little thought over here. Now, would you want a girl with 1 or 2 body count? You know, I've been with girls, with ladies with 1 or 2 or 3. Do you know that I had to teach them what to do in the bedroom in regards of sexuality, right? They didn't have the slightest idea of what to do, or were confident enough to do what I wanted to do, or just confident enough to make proper advances in the bedroom. So always have to keep that in mind. And these men that I find that this really affects are men that are very, very insecure. Let's reverse the roles. Let's just say men had the ability to have as much sex that easy like any average girl can, and particularly if she's beautiful, her options are unlimited, as much sex as she wanted. Would you take advantage of it? So look at most girls. They actually show a lot of self-control. Most girls do that because if us guys had that same opportunity to sleep around, we would take very much advantage of it. Because look at these guys that travel overseas, particularly to East Asia. What do they end up doing, right? You got the fat guy in the pie store ideology over there. That's how I put it. So again, it's very subjective what a body count is. And yes, are we wired differently? Of course. But my opinion is most of these men that it bothers, generally, are men that are very weak in nature. They have never accomplished or achieved any greatness. They're perhaps average. They are simps, if you want to call them that. They're the ones that were pushed around in school, average looking, or just did average things in life. Even if they had some looks, they just did average things in life. And this bothers them because it makes them feel insecure, because they never had or reaped the rewards of sleeping with a lot of women. But guys that actually been very alpha, if you want to call it that, and slept with women, or had their access and options to women, they don't really give a shit. And that's what I found. Most of my guy friends, they're all alpha style guys that have accomplished and achieved. And do we really give a shit what a number count is on a girl? No, what we look at is how she treats us personally. If she's treating me well and she knows how to treat a man, she's rock solid and confident in the sack. Has she had 5, 10, 15? You know, a woman has to know what she wants. And don't you want to make sure that she's with you for the right reasons? You don't want her to be with you, right? Let's just say she had 1 or 2 guys, and she may become unsatisfied a little bit later and wanting to experiment. Most women that have been with a few men, they end up finding out what they want and what they like. That helps diminish, what do I always say in my other videos, diminish your risks in a relationship. So most women that have chosen a guy, that have been with many guys and has chosen a certain guy to be with, they know that they want you. It's the same way with an alpha guy, right? You've been with a lot of ladies, and when you decide to choose, right? You've been a player and you choose not to be a player, you choose the right girl to be with, well, there you have it. So now you know you're with the right girl, or the girl that's going to definitely be part of your life. So you guys, listen, wake up. This whole body count ideology, it's all about confusing you and kind of creating an animosity towards women. It's nothing wrong for a girl to go out there and and figure out what she wants, what kind of man she wants to be with, what traits she likes in a man. This all helps her out. Also gives her a little bit more experience in the sack. Like I said, I've been with girls with very, very low body counts, and most of them didn't have a clue what to do in the bedroom. And was it fun teaching them? Yes and no. But I've always found it more thrilling and more exciting to be with a woman that has some experience. She has a lot more self-confidence in herself in the bedroom. And you have a fantastic time with her. So don't let this energy out there, this whole ideology of having this supposed virgin. The majority of these content providers that put out content in regards of looking at women as hoes because they sleep around or slept with different guys, it's because they couldn't never do it themselves. If they had access and slept with quite a few women, it won't bother them as much, but it bothers them because they never had the ability to do it themselves, and their body count is much, much lower than the most average girl, and it bugs them deep down inside. So that's what I find, that most of these content providers, they're weak simp, if you want to call it, type of men, never achieve much greatness in their life besides the little channel that they've created to send a message over to some of you young guys, making it a really bad thing. Now, if a girl's been with 100 guys within a short period of time in her life, can that add something, some negativity to her ability to pair bond? Perhaps, but then that's more of a psychological, and that has more of a therapist need in regards to that. So keep this in mind, and so